What's up, guys? I figured I'd get going a little early because that timer was taking too freaking long. Anyway, how you guys doing tonight? Welcome to Wedding Film School Live. Can you guys hear me well? Let me know if you can't hear me. And I will do my very best to change it and fix it and all the things I'm supposed to be doing. Anyway, so we've had a kind of a busy week here at Wedding Film School. A lot of stuff going on around these pats, but it's been cool. We're doing a giveaway, and so I'm going to play a little video for the giveaway so you guys can see what we're doing. If you're not aware, we're giving away $3,000 worth of gear from a bunch of really cool partners. We got Aperture, we got Small Rig, Zhiyun, of course. Our friends here at YOLO Box, they're giving you guys a YOLO box. We got Hollyland HDMI wireless transmitter, which we got one of those. I've got a review kind of coming for that. It's a pretty cool piece of equipment. Rode Go 2, which we've done a review for in the past. A lot of cool stuff. So if you haven't seen it, here we go. Well, if it would ever work, hold on. Well, audio's not working on this. Oh, well, I'll fix it later. You know how that goes. See if it works now. No, it's not working. Anyway, we got live streams, or we got film critiques going on tonight, so we're excited about that. I'm going to try my best, guys, tonight to give away, or to go through 5 films. We also got a secret code coming in a little bit, which is pretty exciting. We got a secret code coming, so one of those things where we got a lot going on tonight. So I'm going to plug in my audio really quick, and then we're going to get going. I had a bit of an oh crap moment today with my live stream. I'm all alone. I'm all alone tonight. So, let's see if I can make this thing work. I don't know what's going on, guys. Apologize. Got it. Cool. Sorry about that. I had something break. Now it's unbroken. Here we go. Got everything working, and it's gonna go. For this, we're giving one lucky wedding filmmaker a $3,000 upgrade to their kit. The winner takes it all. We partnered with Aperture, Rode, YOLO Line, Zhiyun, Small Rig, and Hollyland to really upgrade somebody's kit. What are you gonna win? Pretty awesome stuff, actually. We got an Aperture 60X, we got a Rode Go 2, we got a YOLO box for you live streamers. We're giving away a Weeble S Lab. We're giving away a Hollyland Mars 400S Pro. We're giving you a Small Rig cage and a top handle. If you head over to weddingfilm.school/giveaway, you're gonna see we have a ton of ways to earn entries into this contest, such as following these incredible brands. But the most important way that you can earn points is by sharing this contest and to check out the Wedding Film School live show. Each week we're running this contest for some additional really cool ways to earn additional entries that we're only going to be offering to our live stream audience. So what are you waiting for? Head over to weddingfilm.school/giveaway. Get signed up to win a $3,000 upgrade for your filmmaking kit. And be sure to like, subscribe, and do all the YouTube stuff for more opportunities to win awesome stuff from Wedding Film School. Good luck. Hey, so hopefully you've already entered. If not, then I would say, what are you thinking? So this first film we got tonight is going to be from a new person to submit. Her name is Allie Evans from Ace Videography. Now, Allie, you're here. I saw you here. Are you actually, was this shot in Providence? Was this, because it looks like Providence to me. It looks like Providence. So anyway, we're going to be I'm going to be doing what I did last week. I'm going to play the video all the way through. And then hopefully, I'll have some actually memory of what I actually watched, and then we'll give some critique after that. How about that? So without further ado, here is this film. It's shot on 2 Canon C100 Mark IIs, 1 5D Mark IV, all Canon glass, Tascam DR10, Zoom H4n, classic setup. It's an 8 hour of coverage, and she did an extended pre-ceremony cut, full ceremony, main event, and reception. And they also got this highlight film. So I didn't see the price, if you don't mind telling us the price, but this is a film from Allie Evans. And here we go.
Like many young girls, Brenna has dreamed of this day. Unlike many young girls, Brenna did not wait so patiently. At her 6th birthday party, she hosted her first wedding reception, complete with cake, refreshments, and complimentary veils for all of her guests. But I think we can all agree now that Brenna and Logan have had to do plenty of waiting this year, and I know that this day has been worth the very long wait.
Logan, at some points felt like we'd never get here. Through the craziness that's been our engagement, you've helped me keep me sane, grounded, and always reminded me why I was ready to marry you. Back in college, I kept wondering where my dream man was. Turns out, God was just making me wait for you.
Brenna, it didn't take long after we met to know you were the one for me. I still remember exactly how I felt when I first saw you at Daniel's apartment. I promise to never lose that feeling as long as we live.
So pretty. So pretty. Oh.
Then finally, in January of 2019, Ainsley, Alexa, and I were invited to go ring shopping with Logan.
Hi.
You look pretty.
I guess we're ready to do it.
All right, now where do we go?
Logan, do you take Brenna to be your wife? Do you promise to be faithful to her in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, to love her and to honor her all the days of your life?
I do.
Brenna, do you take Logan to be your husband? Do you promise to be faithful to him in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, to love him and to honor him all the days of your life?
I do.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you Brenna and Logan Johnson.
To this point, it's a true blessing to see so many people in this place together to celebrate these two.
Brenna, you got a wonderful husband. He's passionate about everything he does, and he's determined. He's determined to always make it work, always figure it out. That's why he's an engineer. And I think that's one of the 2 best things in a marriage.
All right. So that is Allie Evans, Ace Videography, and that was her film. So a couple of just things that I can think back on with the film. And before I get into the critiques, good film, very good film. A lot of really nice shooting, and I like the color a lot. I mean, you got that Canon color going on, and I think that's always a good thing. Looks great. I could just tell that you know what you're doing, which is always nice to see in a wedding film. So good job. But I got a couple critiques, as I am supposed to. And mainly they have to do with some of the stuff. I'm going to show you something that I think will help really level up how this stuff looks. So right here, right in these shots right here, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing all these people in the background, right? And I'm stuff that's just poorly exposed. And then I'm also seeing that the bride is maybe a little over, not a lot, but I'm wondering if you could have maybe dropped that exposure actually a little bit and given yourself more of an isolated look, because I think it would actually look nice if that person was like isolated in a pool of light and everything in the background is a little darker. I'm looking at that. There's a couple also audio kind of dips throughout the film that were a little distracting. But overall, in terms of cinematography, because we always do cinematography, we always talk about some editing. In terms of cinematography, I think it's cinematically really, really nice. It looks really good. There are some spots I think where the lighting could use work. This is one of them to me. I'm looking at this spot and I found it distracting, and I'm not sure you could do anything about it, but I always look at something when I can see the shadow right behind someone's head. I try to either get my light higher or maybe change the angle a little, or maybe get the person to step off the wall. Again, I don't know. Maybe you could do nothing about it. Maybe it was just one of those situations where it was what it was. But I saw some issues with maybe some of the lighting. And also, I'll show you some exposure things where I think some decisions were made where I think you could have, like this stuff right here. A lot of the dance, and I apologize, this microphone is not sounding correct to me. There we go. Hello. Sorry about that, guys. I look here and to me it just looks a little blown out throughout the kind of dance, and I feel like that's just a choice you made, and I think you could have cooled it down a little. The other thing I'm noticing with your dance floor footage in general, I know the C100, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have IBIS. I'm wondering if you could have employed a gimbal during the dance floor footage, or maybe just use a monopod or something like that to kind of get it a little less shaky and a little less all over the place, because I'm feeling like it's just kind of bouncy, and I think it could have been a little bit a little less all over the place, personally. In terms of the story, this is one of those things where I watch it and I go, it's just we all shoot these weddings. And I don't, as a criticism, or it's not a criticism of you, the wedding, the people, anything. It's just like a very basic, normal person wedding. You're not dealing with a bunch of crazy, crazy stuff. It's just normal folks getting married in some nice places. And so I don't know about you. I find those weddings to be a little bit trickier than maybe some of those epic weddings. And so I've been here before. The one thing I give you critique that is not in the film, I would have liked to see a little more establishing shots, a little more B-roll, just kind of level the film up and give it a little more sizzle. But I look at it and go, hey, I think you did a good job with what you had. And I also think I got to know the couple a little bit. The guy, I felt a little disconnected from him and the groom, but I think at the end of the day, maybe he was just a low-key kind of guy. So that's my feedback on the film. What did you guys think down there? Yeah, okay, we got some feedback here. Hello, Jared. Jared's here. Yeah. Maybe a few more static shots. Benjamin's saying, and I think that's maybe some good insight. Yeah, and I do think that's another good maybe. I don't want to say maybe you could have had more music, but I will say it did feel like it was a little flat musically, and maybe it could have used a little more of a lift musically, and a different type of thing. So, Allie, how old are you? You don't have to answer that, but I'm curious. So, all right. If I didn't mention, nice, Allie. Hey, keep it up. I love that you're doing this, and very good film, and you're going to keep making better and better film. But yeah, there was a couple little clunky audio fades here and there and places like that, and, stuff to improve on. It was very good, though. All right, so let's watch another film. And while we do that, I just want to remind you guys, we're going to be doing a secret code later today. And yeah, secret code later today. So it's going to be, you're going to get more entries into our giveaway. So that'll be cool. All right, so here's the next film. And this is from one of our members, Visionary Weddings. And he is really good. Ethan Calvin. I believe he's Canadian. So we got for this film 5 Hour Day. So this is how you know someone's good, is when they're taking a 5 hour day and turning it into an edit like this. I think that is a sign of skill. And so I look at this and go, hey, this is really good. So the 5 hour day, only filming 5 hours. And the reception will be later. It was a bit windy. And so here's what I like about this film you're about to watch. He took a scenario a lot of us were in during COVID, and I think he made the most of it. So I thought it was really interesting, and I really actually think this is a very beautiful film. So I'm going to I'll paste the link to Allie's company so you guys can all check her out. Okay, we have someone who changed their mind. Okay, let's do it really quick. Vote. Play through the video or stop the video, make comments. You decide. Okay, let's vote for now. Or let's vote right now, once and for all. Play the video through. Everyone for play the video through, say aye. Everyone for stop and comment, say comment. Oh boy. Okay, we're all over the place here. Okay, I'm going to do this one, stop and comment. How about that? How about we go back and forth? How about I do half of them one way and half the other? I'll comment on this one because it's his film, I'll comment on this one because I think I do a better job when I stop and comment, because I'm like, anyone who knows me, I'm like, bah, seat of the pants person. So really good film though. So Ethan from Visionary Weddings, he charged 4,000 Canadian dollars, which is like 3,300 American dollars for this film. Whoever pays $1,000 gets to decide. Yes. No, Oscar, I appreciate the feedback, because that's what we're here for. We're here to be your just video entertainment, and so whatever's entertaining to you guys is what we want to do. So anyway, without further ado, we got Visionary Weddings. And oh yeah, I gotta play the beginning of this one because it's pretty cool the way, well, or interesting I should say. And I am gonna stop like right away on this film actually, guys. So That's how the intro goes. I'll play for you one more time. So, I'm not a huge fan of that personally. It looks awesome, but I'm not a huge fan. Wouldn't that be funny if that was the whole film? That's it. But I like that you did it. And I was going to say, for me, that wasn't for me. But I like that you did it. No, that's not the whole film. I wish it was. But I like that you did it. And I'm actually really curious, Ethan, what's your couple thought about that? If they were into that. Because, I don't know. I'm interested. Anyway, here's the rest of the film, guys. Really, it's a beautiful film. We already got beautiful exposures, beautiful colors. I mean, I'm going to pause this here, and I'm going to say one more thing. This is a shot that an amateur will mess up a lot of times because the person oftentimes will not nail the exposure, and it's a lot trickier than you think, even though, I mean, it's questionable in terms of like, how amazing is it to shoot or, whatever. But like choosing to get the sky and exposure and letting the light do the work on the flag. I just think that's smart right there. And it just shows experience in dealing with really bright natural light. So. I can. It's hide and take color. The rain's not over ahead. Really nice use of ambient audio to connect me to the moment. So I like that. Also, I wanted to comment on how cool the table reflection is and how awesome that green is in the background. So, and how awesome that guy's beard is. I mean, just such a cool looking everything. So cool shot, dude.
Standing here today, I know that I am the luckiest woman on earth. But long ago, I asked God for you. All those years, my prayers remain the same.
Look how beautiful her dress
is.
is.
A good, kind man whom my soul could truly love. I knew I had to be patient, though it was hard. And one day we would meet.
Beautiful dress.
From the moment I met you in 2016, I knew you were special. Whether it was doing long.
This is sometimes I'll take like a film critique, but a lot of times it's more instruction, right? And I look at this and I go, hey, that's how you handle that. There's obviously some blown out windows right there. You can't do anything about that. And you use the light. You use the light to create interesting. And like there's shadow on her face. And of course, the face isn't always the point. Sometimes the point is the hand. Sometimes the point is the hair. Sometimes the point is the action. And so what's cool is that actual background window looks okay in the exposure. So like everything in that image is not distracting and it's really pretty and it's painting a picture. It's isolating the subject. It's really nice. Oops, I didn't want to do that.
Whether it was doing long distance for that first year of our relationship, or going those 7 long weeks apart while you were digging holes in Europe, I knew you were the one for me as I missed you like crazy all those times.
I wanted to use this for another little teaching moment too, because I look at this and I go, if you are in a place like this, which, it's hard to shoot bad, but if you're in a place like this, and you're going to shoot the getting ready location, I notice a lot of times people shoot these things and they don't wait for it to be finished. So going back and just letting the film get finished and making sure it's totally ready to go, talking to the florist, hey, is this ready to go? And kind of showing them the finished look is really great. And also, you don't need to do much with that gimbal in a setting like this. You just don't bounce too much. It's really beautiful. And this is, again, a little bit hard to screw up. But just a reminder, if you're shooting like locations, making sure that they're actually finished. You can see here the flowers are in the aisle. Like, this is a finished setup. Dope. Oh, that's dope. This is such a good composition right here. I'm so into that. Love that shot. Good stuff, bro.
In the immortal words of Jane Austen, you have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love
how the whole film, there's little bugs flying around that guy. Like at the beginning of the film, too. There's all these little, like, gnats or something flying around him. I wonder what this cologne was.
soul, and I love you.
That's it. That's the film. So, I just wanted to say that I loved it. And there's nothing that I didn't like about it. So I think the scenario for what you were in, I can't really imagine what you, maybe if they read letters or wanted to do a little more portraity stuff, maybe. But in general, I look at that and go, like, my guess is everything that you displayed was the best of what happened. And I think you did put them in good situations too. You did, like, you putting them on that boat, like, you did everything possible to give it some sizzle. You shot a lot of you shot good B-roll. Like, I literally think you killed that wedding. I wish I could give you more. I wish I could, like, criticize it, because that's my favorite thing in the world to do, is criticize things. But I don't really have any criticisms of the film. You know, beyond the things that I had mentioned, where maybe if you missed something, then yeah, you should have put it in the film. But based on what I saw, I thought it was incredible. I thought it was a really, really great film. I would also say that it feels luxurious, but I would also say it didn't feel like luxurious in a stuffy way. And I think that's what's important about it. It was very, very, very approachable. Very approachable. And the colors are so good. I'm a big fan of when someone has good greens in their film while also having good skin tones. Like, look right there. Look at the greens in her plant. And then look at the red tones and the skin tones that are in the skin tones. And they're not corrupted at all. It's not like you just boosted green and then all the skin becomes green. I loved it. I think it was a great film. I mean, the day you can tell it's limited. That's the only thing I'll say, is you can tell the day was limited. You can tell that the time was compressed. That being said, and the other thing I'll tell people is, if you watch this film, which, you know, you can go back and watch it, as will be up all the time. If you watch it, I would say you want to check out how much bright midday sun is in this film and how little the exposures are blown out. That takes a lot of skill. Really good. So awesome job. I wish I could give you more criticism, because I know that's why people come here, you know, but my criticism was the beginning is kind of weird, but I like the film and I thought it was awesome. And if your couples are into it, if that's your signature, then go for it, buddy. So really, really good film, and I loved it a lot. It was awesome. So anyway, we're going to do one more film, and then we are going to get to a secret code. So make sure, if you haven't entered our secret code or entered the contest, head over to weddingfilm.school/giveaway and go ahead and do that. And I did want to remind you guys, tonight's live stream is brought to you by YOLO Live, makers of the YOLO box. They're in our giveaway. Great product. If you've never used one, they're awesome. Seriously, 2 HDMI inputs, 4G, Wi-Fi. You can encode and stream. You have a switcher built in, a display built in. Like, We've done a lot of live streaming this month. I think I made like, $6,000 in live streaming in this month only. And so if you're wondering, how can I add a little to the bottom line of my wedding filmmaking business? Live streaming is a great way to do it. And YOLO Box is easy. So check it out. There's a link. And I'll give you the link one more time in the chat. The other thing I'd encourage you to do is sign up for the giveaway. Because, it's a lot of awesome stuff. All right, so we're going to watch a film from our good buddy, Kyle Smith. He submitted a film, I have to show it because much luxury, much good filmmaking. So this is an interesting film. That's the preview. I switched it over for 1 second just so you can see the preview. Interesting film here. He said, a 2023 schedule started off at the St. Regis ceremony and National Cathedral and reception at the Daughters of the American Revolution in Washington, D.C. 3 cameras, FX3, and 2 A7S3s. Couple specifically asked for it to be all music. Ben Kelly has a question for me. So I'm going to look at Ben Kelly's question. Okay. Live View Solo or the YOLO Box. Although they're different, so I'll say that. Is that the question, Jared? Did I answer the right question? Yeah. I would say they're different. If you have an ATEM Mini, then maybe the Live View Solo is better. I think depending on your goals, the YOLO Box is simpler. The Live View Solo is a different tool. So they're both good. Anyway, here is 87 Smith. I'm going to put his link in there. By the way, I would say Kyle's a filmmaker you should be following. And also Visionary Weddings are 2 really good filmmakers that do great work. So here we go. 87 Smith. Love the grain, the film grain you added.
And those colors are in muted. I'm hesitant, notions fading quickly under.
Really good lighting there. Again, and it's a different way than a little more brighter look of the previous film. But again, using window light in a smart way. I liked it. Also, I'm glad that, like, if you didn't hear what I said about the film, the couple specifically asked for, correct me if I'm wrong here, Kyle. They said they wanted only music, no speaking. So before you jump down the throat and say, oh yeah, there's no story. We gotta do what the client says. So it's all about overcoming challenges. I think one of the big challenges to this film that Kyle made is that he had to not have any audio. And so we can be the judge of whether or not we think this was a good decision by the couple and whether Kyle handled the problem well. But at the end of the day, he couldn't make that decision. So I think that's a challenge. So keep that in mind when you're watching the film. Kyle, I was going to also ask if you can put, what was the length of the film? Did you tell me that was it a set length or did you just choose this length, or just let us know there too. Because then I can rip on you for being too long or not. So that's important. Always good use of window light, man. Just really pretty.
Losing pulsations collapse, keeping stand to
Good shot of a kid. So I just want to point out this is the first shot of a kid being still ever to be shot in the history of filmmaking. So good job. You caught a unicorn in your film. Good job. So what I like what you're kind of doing there. I wish you would have continued it. So I'm going to go back a little. I wish you would have continued this trippy, dreamy thing that you're kind of hinting at the way this shot is, and the music's kind of building. So you're kind of doing that little corkscrew. I don't know if that's a post zoom or you did it in camera. I kind of wish we took this. I wish you would have pushed this a little harder, Kyle. This like maybe made it a little more artsy fartsy, a little more conceptual. I'm not sure, but. That's really nice composition. And actually, here's what I like here is you have this really interesting symmetry between these two consecutive frames here. And I think you're hinting at the bride before she gets there. And I know those are two different setups, but it's the same general vibe. But I love that you kind of matched, and then the next shot's her right in the center, and it's just cool and hip and awesome. Kyle's clearly directing people too, because he's like, I want you to do this, I want you to do this, and he's kind of making them match. And I mean, it's really beautiful. It is elegant too, but I'll get to the things I don't like later. But you got to at some edit point when those strings come in. That's all I'll say. Like, you like do something with that. Give me a little something there. This is a good example of where I would say a little speed ramp could really help, Kyle. So you got this boom and right there. I think boom, bring them full speed on that hit. Like I would say that should be the fast part. Boom, and then slow it down after that. I'm actually super into that, like, really documentary style, like, roughness right here. I think it's cool. So, and I like that I can see your feet. Where do you get that sound effect from? I don't feel like that's how a fountain sounds. It sounds like water running, not a fountain. So if you got a sound effect, I might change it. Oh my gosh, this looks like a movie, Kyle. It looks so good. I just love how this looks. This is when I'm just like, oh, we need talking. It was so rough. Because you're just, you're literally watching people talk. So this, I was going to say this at the end, but I'll say it now. I was watching this film at the second, and I literally thought that another film was playing in the background, and maybe it was just out of sync, and I was like searching around like, am I playing two films at the same time or something? Because I was so thrown off, and I didn't notice the notes when I was capturing this, that there was no audio. So, and I'm not blaming you, because like you had to do what you had to do, but like I'm wondering if there's something you could do to just kind of adjust it a little bit so that this isn't as glaring and as painful, because I think it's tough. We could try. I'll try dubbing the speech. It's a great day. I just love it so much. Really awesome, incredible. So, yeah. Okay, this is what I wanted to say to you, Kyle. Right here is how the whole film should be. So, I'm gonna give you some tough love, Kyle. So, this film is an 8-minute film, and it should be a 5-minute film. Really should be a 5-minute film. There's some great shots in there, and it just way too long. And the thing I would say is, I don't think elegant necessarily means no energy. And I think the film lacks energy, and I think you need much faster cuts at some point. Like, I think there needs to be a sequence with faster cuts. I think you need to give me, like, I think storytelling is all about, first of all, the shooting is incredible. So let me just do all that thing. You're an incredible shooter, Kyle. Everyone knows that. I always tell you, I always prefer a little more contrast than maybe you like to put in your films. That's my preference, maybe a little more saturation. But overall, it's a look, and if it works for you, stick with it. I love a lot of the things that you do in the film. I think the shooting is borderline perfect. I would have a hard time really telling you. I definitely couldn't shoot that well, so I think it's great. I'm rolling over something bad. So it's a great thing, but I'm going to tell you from a vibe standpoint, it needs energy. It needs energy. It needs punch. I think I'm not saying it should be sculpting with time or anything like that, because they have their own vibe and their own thing. But when you watch their films, you definitely would say, like, oh, that's elegant. And yet there's a level of drama and tension and also like dynamics to the cutting and the movement of the film. And I think the whole film needs dynamics. It needs to be pushed, slowed down. Just think of it this way. That long shot of the bride walking, if that was following a really crazy sequence or faster cuts or something with more energy, it would actually have more impact to just whiplash people. And she's walking. Versus you're kind of like plodding your way, and then you slow down even more. And I could see where you're headed with it, and I also see the challenge, and I think the way you've just chosen to handle the challenge from a story standpoint is good. I just think the biggest issue I have is the second half of the film, which really should be like 1 to 2 minutes. I'm wondering, like, if you could use like a Latin song or something to bring energy to that film and make those cuts, give it a little bit more like of a celebration vibe and less of a serious vibe. I don't have a problem with the song, actually. I just think that song plus the other song is where I get into it. So really good film. I think it could be maybe 200% better than it is now. And that being said, it's still worlds better than many filmmakers will ever make in their life. But I just know you have more in you, and I mean, did you shoot this? When did you shoot this, Kyle? Yeah, I think you just shot this, right? And you just had a baby. There's a lot going on in your life. So I think it's really good, and I think it could be even better. And I think that's a really cool thing, man. A lot of people would kill to have that film and say, oh yeah, that was good, but it could be better. So while we're here, I wanted to show you guys this. The Wedding Film School 3K giveaway. If you go to weddingfilm.school/giveaway, you can win a YOLO box, that actually has the wrong lights, but whatever. Those are the lights they wanted to give away, and I told them, don't give those. Give us the 60X. So we're doing a 60X, Rode Go 2, 2 wireless transmitters, a Cajun top handle, Of course, the YOLO box from YOLO Live. Head over there, enter to win. And while we're talking on the subject of entering to win, I'm going to give you guys a secret code in the chat. Anybody who's here, I'm going to give you a secret code so that you can get more entries. I believe this is worth 10 entries. So here's the secret code. I'm pasting it in the chat right now. There you go. I already entered the last code. Can I enter this one? Yeah. I'll head over there. Yeah. So. Yep. Just go over there, enter another code. If you have issues, let us know. Go ahead and reach out on the Instagram. Let us know if you have any issues with the contest, but this should just work. So anyway, how's everybody doing tonight, by the way? I kind of just jumped into it a little bit. Everybody good? Everybody feeling good? Who shot last week? What's up, dude? Who shot last week? I shot last week. You know, I'm gonna tell you guys a shooting story. Jared will hear this. So, I forgot all my gimbal batteries last week at a wedding. Yeah, and so I show up at the wedding, and we're like, oh man, how are we gonna make this cool? Which is funny, like when you think like you're so dependent on a tool. And so yeah. Anyway, I got there, and so I ended up going like, well, I brought this old vintage like FD lens, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna do a bunch of like free lensing since I don't have my gimbal to kind of give it the spice. So I pretty much just on the fly just made like a type of film I've never made before, which is just, you know, wedding film with no gimbal and a bunch of free lensing and kind of just wacky stuff. So I guess I would say, guys, hopefully you guys are having a lot of fun shooting weddings, and there's going to be challenges. There's going to be weird stuff that pops up as you're shooting weddings. And yeah, I'm going to be switching out this thing, by the way. Well, I'm talking. I don't know why I'm just talking. I'm just talking and talking instead of doing my job. Just switching out my hard drive. But yeah.
Please leave a message.
Yeah. Here we go. All right. So the next film we got is from Andrew Bowerman. This is the second film he's ever shot. He said the biggest focus on this film was to do a better job with color correction. That was the biggest critique I got from my first film. My biggest issue with this one. Whoops. Oh no, what have I done? He said, yeah, my biggest issue with this one is the quality of a few of the clips. I shot with the A7 III and recorded on Atomos X. I don't know if it's the HDMI or the camera itself, but dealing with pixelated clips especially the ones lots of natural sun. Nothing I can do about it unless you guys have any advice. Okay, I'll look out for that. I don't use that setup, by the way, so if you are a A7 III shooter who uses Atomos X and you have any advice to pixelated clips, keep that in mind. So the client purchased photo and video package for $2,000 at this point, and included a highlight film and the photos from the day. So they got a steal. So no matter how good this film is, it's good enough for that price. But I did watch it, by the way. It's better than a $2,000 film. So anyway, let's get into our film. So I'm going to get into some criticism right away of this film because I noticed some stuff. So, whoa, that's loud. Sorry about the noise. Here we go. Oh, yeah, I should post his link too. So this is Andrew Bowerman. Bowerman. Oh, I forgot to get the website. Andrew, post your website down there so everybody can follow you on the gram. So let me see if this is too loud because I switched over. So. So I'm just going to tell you right away, Andrew. There's too much saturation in this image. It looks neon. And so what I'm going to tell you about color in general, without getting too crazy. Green is yellow. So when you're boosting saturation, a lot of times I should say this. Green in plants actually has a lot of yellow in it. So you want to be careful when you're pushing it because you can actually get this neon yellow, neon green, just unappealing. Now, these are also backlit too. So I would say just be careful. The other thing I would say about this whole intro sequence is that you have just by the way, those of you getting no code, I will let our web guy know and we will fix that problem. And he will pop into chat and let us know. All right, I let him know. So thank you guys for being patient. I will let you guys know. Oh, can you guys see the video? Oh, never mind. LOL. Okay, whatever. If you're having issues, let me know. But okay. By the way, like the video if you're watching. Love it if you guys could drop a like on the video. It means a lot. Helps a lot. Yep. Anyway, the thing I was going to say about this intro sequence is it's just like that is not pretty. That is not a pretty my opinion of geese and ducks is that they're not nice. I don't like these animals. I don't want to see them. And so to me, it's just, it's not how I would start my film. It's not to say that I would never include animals that I didn't like in my films. You know, I think it's fine. But the intro of your film should really take us to, it should be your killer shots. It should be really good stuff. This is not establishing shots that really kind of make it look elegant or whatever. So, yeah, this is a film by Andrew Bowerman. I'm going to post his link. This is his second film ever, guys. So I'm going to be nice about it, but I'm also going to try to give him as good feedback as I can to help him improve. So, sorry for the my screen at the bottom, by the way.
I'll be a warm place to lay when you're feeling cold, and I'll be all in when you wanna fold. We're dancing life's dance, be the partner I hope. You and me together growing old.
From the very beginning of our wedding planning, we agreed that the only thing we wanted was to be with the people we love and have a fun, carefree party to celebrate our love.
I'm into the light. I was going to say, I think using the light, even though there's a little natural light to get that nice rim light, I think it looks really nice. The audio also sounds really nice. So I'm curious what you recorded the audio with. Sounds good. I will say this groom and bride do not seem comfortable reading letters. So I'm curious about, there's a lot of it in the film too. So that's really, I'm saying it ahead of time so people maybe think about it, is my opinion, Andrew, is when I hear a groom and bride who the letter reading makes me a little uncomfortable because they feel uncomfortable, I maybe would cut it down a little bit in the film and not put as much of it in the film.
Being in Latrobe the last few days and seeing it all come together, I can say that we have achieved that goal. The thought of being at your side all day today in front of the same people who have seen us grow together gives me chills. You are the most important person in my life. From the beginning of our relationship, I knew we were doing the right thing by being together. There are a million different factors that come into play when I think about us, but the only one that matters is the calm, warm feeling I get anytime I think about you.
Dear Nick, I hope that right now you and your groomsmen are putting on your bow ties and getting excited for today.
So I wanted to show you this. This lighting, I mean, I think your windows are a little more blown out than I would like to see. I wonder if you could have like shot from the other direction. But the other thing is the lighting looks good on the actual person. I'm wondering why you didn't use this lighting for the letter reading and why you chose to use that really boring flat light. Because this looks pretty good to me, the lighting, at least on the subject, and I would have liked to see it maybe this lighting scenario, because to me the light, like this lighting that was on the groom when he was there, and actually her lights look really nice too. So I think that light didn't do it for me.
Per usual, I'm nervous to have my picture taken 1,000 times. I'm nervous to walk down the aisle in 5-inch heels. And I'm nervous for everyone I've ever loved to be in the same room staring at me. But when I think of standing at the altar with you, for some reason I feel calm. Your presence has always made me feel so safe and at peace.
In a short while, I'm going to see you walk up the aisle to me at the altar. We won't get a chance.
How did you get that shot? This shot, was this just handheld?
Short while,
So, and also was it manually focused? So a bunch of things about this shot. What seems to be in focus are like these strings in the background, not the actual dress. A shot like this needs a little work. I like that you tried it, by the way, and I think it's good, but you need to make sure what is supposed to be in focus is in focus. And if you're going to miss your focus, you want to miss it closer to you and not beyond the actual subject. So rolling into the focus, I think, would look nice, but having like they look like hoodie strings or strings that the dress is hung up on in the background. Like I'm just immediately drawn to that. And so that shot to me. The other thing I would say, Andrew, is I would actually pick my focus spot. I would pick my focus spot here, and then I would maybe push or pull into the focus. So that's a trick you can do, is you start in focus and pull out and reverse it. Or, that's like Benjamin said, just a couple things like that. But manually focusing while you're, that's probably trying to do too much right there. So good. I'm glad the code works, guys. Yeah, no, that's a good tip, Benjamin. We do that sometimes. But also just like literally pick your focus and then just push your camera in or pull your camera out and just kind of let the camera do the work. But yeah.
I'm going to see you walk up the aisle to me at the altar. We won't get a chance to talk, but I want you to know that behind my teary eyes and my nervous, excited face
is that gimbal?
Is the immense amount of love I have for you. My dad always told me the best thing he has ever done was marry his best friend, and pretty soon I'm going to find out what he means.
The commitment that we make to each other today has been a long time coming. It isn't in these notes we write to each other.
That's not good. The shot. Yeah, I would just shoot it on tripod. Or something, but it's just this weird angle. It's just, I think this shot could be, pick a direction, go the direction.
Or even in our wedding vows, It's in the conscious effort we make each day to selflessly love one another. It's in the way we listen to each other and know what the other one needs. We now speak a language that is all our own, but it took us years to become fluent. I look back on our time together and know that a lot of hard work and tears brought us to this step today, but I'm also thankful for the luck we had in finding each other. It's so rare to find a partner whose best friends become your best friends and vice versa. I was proud to introduce you to my family and honored to be introduced to you.
You gotta follow the groom up. And again, you got that neon green in the background, so you want to just be careful about that. But yeah, when you're shooting like an action shot like that, if you are able, you want to follow them up. And there's a composition concept in film school type things where it's like decapitating people and like cutting them off at certain joints, and you don't want to be, if you don't want to decapitate your subjects, you don't want to cut them off like at their mouth. It's not a good look. So
yours. Knowing them all, I can confidently say that we'll be surrounded by so much love.
Hot there.
I love you, Nick. I love the
also this song is driving me nuts.
Share with Kurt. I love hearing you laugh. I love that I can lean on you for support always. I love that we both see our days together as adventures.
This light looks nice, by the way.
Heart for years, and I'm so ready to spend the rest of my life with you, my best friend. I'll see you later.
I don't need 3 of these shots in a row. Just pick 1, 2 good ones, but it's way too much on the church.
Nicholas and Elizabeth, have you come here to enter into marriage without coercion, freely and wholeheartedly? Are you prepared as you follow the path of marriage?
Do they ask for the whole vows in the film, Andrew? Because if they did not, you should not include all this. Because it's boring. Yeah. And I think it doesn't need it. Like, especially this guy, he's like, what do they want, man? Do you enter into? And, you know, it's just... I would probably speed it up. I get to the action because the song's like kind of, it's kind of, we're slowing down here. I want to be picking it up. I want to start feeling the energy here and like not slow it down even more with some priest droning on. Not that all priests are droning on. So, but I would say in this situation. Yeah, right, Benjamin. He needs a more. If this priest needs to join my religion that I invented, has a cape, kind of like the orb hat, like a more interesting outfit. You're totally right, Benjamin.
To love and honor each other for as long as you both shall live.
Where did you get this song, Andrew? It sounds like free music that you would get with your Apple Music, like, or when you have a GarageBand.
Nicholas, do you take Elizabeth to be your wife?
That's nice.
You promise to be faithful to her in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, to love her and honor her all the days of your life.
I do.
Elizabeth, do you take Nicholas to be your husband, to promise to be faithful to him in good times and in bad?
Okay, so this is a good example of people who did not nail the pose and kind of mess it up, and it looks a little awkward. So I'll show you again. You can see her kind of like
in good times and in bad. In sick.
So I'm not sure I would really include stuff like that. I don't think it's that flattering to her. I think maybe if you start the shot here instead of having that tilt, it might be a little better.
sickness and in health, to love him and honor him all the days of...
Gonna want to cool that down on her. It's a little yellow. I like these people though. They seem like nice people.
I'd like to introduce for the first time Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas and Elizabeth Roski.
I'm wanting to hear like lyrics, by the way. Maybe this is just me, but I want to hear lyrics and not musical. On like pop songs like this, I prefer it lyrical. That could just be me. Anyway, yeah.
I am so happy that you found Nick. You two are absolutely perfect together. Thank you for taking such good care of my best friend. I do not think I could have picked a better match for Liz. You always put her first and take care of her when she's had a few too many drinks.
You know, one of the things I'm noticing about that you're doing really well, Andrew, is when you have these like reception moments. I feel like you're doing a really good job with the lighting and the scenario. Like that's really a tough part. And so I think and actually the other thing look at the greens here in this shot. Now the sun's a little lower, I think, but that's how your green should look. Yeah, and not all yellow. But I think you handled a bunch of like the dancing stuff looks great. The speeches look nice. Yeah. This is fun
Got a
too.
front row seat to their entire relationship. It's beautiful. It's pure.
This is a really weird choice, though.
Who care about
shooting behind the person, definitely a no-go for me. Like you gotta get in front of the person giving the speech, and I'm gonna say it like this: if I was that couple, I would be upset if you didn't get in front of the couple, because I would just move. This is if I'm single shooting, Andrew, for me, and I'm shooting on a monopod, so I can move. So I got one tripod on the bride and groom, and then I'm going to shoot the actual person speaking on a monopod so I can readjust, because especially if you're single shooting. So I would say get a monopod and handle it that way.
It's beautiful. It's pure. They're genuine humans who care about everyone else more than themselves.
I love you, little one, always. Thank you for today. Thank you for all your hard work and planning. Thank you for putting your trust in me and our families. And thank you for being my favorite person.
All right there. Second film. I mean, let's give him a huge hand down in the comments for a second film. Seriously, really good. And there's a lot in there, and like, it's professional. It's a professional looking film. Like, there's nothing that I would ever say is unprofessional about the film. It's a good film. I think it lacks a little refinement. I think you're going to improve in your taste in the shots that should go and the shots shouldn't go. And so there's basic like things throughout the film that I think really, really, really could be improved. And so some of them I mentioned, like your neon greens right here. And then the other things I had mentioned were just like the choice, like that shot right there. And actually I remember I was watching it earlier. It looks like there's actually like speckled, like light speckling. So it looks like he's under a tree or something. And I would just say, yeah, if you're going to, if this is important to you, like a letter reading and all this, get it in a controlled situation and stay away from trees, because they're going to speckle. Like you can see this exposure just all over the place. Some shots it was totally underexposed. Some shots it was overexposed. So that's in there. I think the song choices are probably the biggest actual real criticism that I think are going to knock you down in terms of, oh yeah, sorry. this right here. My bad. I'll keep it on there. This is speckled. Like, you can actually see the tree like
relationship.
Around.
I knew we were doing the right thing by being together. There are a million different factors that come into play when
So that right there doesn't look so good. But anyway, I would say the music is the thing that I really have the biggest criticism with, because it's all acoustic, finger picking, the whole film. And I would say, like, and then it kicks up a little bit. But the songs, to me, they just came across as like very stock music-y. Like, I was teasing a little, but like they kind of sound like the songs that you get for free in Apple Music, like the jingles folder, if you've ever went to the jingles folder for Apple. And I think just getting you know what, man, I can get you a free month of MusicBed if you want it, because, you know, we got that. So I would say the songs are the thing I think that needs the most improvement, is just picking songs. And this is a really hard thing to do. I wish I could give you like this great advice on how to pick good songs, because it ultimately, it's a very, very tricky thing. Yeah, go into the, I believe in the comments. Let me look, Andrew. Let me sign you up, because I believe in the comments we have a free month. Jared, can you look at that? Maybe send the link to our affiliate link. Yeah. If there's one thing I would tell you, the number one thing that you should be putting in your films is good music. It's the difference between a good film, a decent film, and a great film. The professional films, the better you choose music, I literally think it's like, it is the game changer for so many people. So yeah, I think I got it right here. If you didn't get the link already, I'll give you this link. I think it's totally worth the money. So anyway, guys, we got one more film for you. But I did want to say, before we get to that film, a couple more things over to Andrew. So Andrew, keep it up. Like I said, all the stuff I pointed out is relatively minor compared to the fact that I think it's very professional, and it just needs a little more style and a little more refinement. And I think, here's what I'll tell you. The biggest critique / feedback I can give you is go watch the great wedding filmmakers and watch the way that they choose music. And watch like the things that they choose to show and not show. Like, they wouldn't show a beat up old creek and a bunch of ducks. Like, they would show things that add some refinement and things like that. And so I would say for you, go watch these filmmakers and try to just work. It goes like this. Like, it's all about refining your palate. Like, you know, if you've only ever had a McDonald's cheeseburger, then that's the best cheeseburger you've ever had. By the way, that's a good cheeseburger. As we say, beef on bread with cheese. But the more you try, the more you become refined, the more your taste develop, the more you understand the difference between a good cheeseburger and a great cheeseburger, whatever it is. And I think with wedding filmmaking it's the same way. So go watch the masters, go watch the beef on bread. That's what we say. That's our podcast word for hamburgers. But go watch like fewer films, go watch Bottle Brush Films, the people we have on our weekly show, which if you haven't watched it, guys, what are you doing? We have a podcast. We have a weekly show. We have incredible filmmakers on the show. And so go check it out. Watch Sculpting with Time. Watch Henry Martin's. Watch their films and watch the way they use music. To me, when I watch your films, that is the biggest thing I would tell you. There's all these little things, all these little technical things, but the biggest thing you need to grow in is you got to get more style and a little bit better taste. And as you develop that, and the more you watch good things, the more you take it in. It's not about copying. It's just about kind of refining your palate. And I think that's the biggest advice I would give you. So our last film tonight is coming from Katie Vergoots. I'm going to say that name wrong. I'm just going to post it in there. So if I don't, I always feel bad saying people's names wrong. And I think that's important to try to get people's names right, by the way. Those are my values. So I think people care about their names. So I apologize. I try to get your names right because I think it's respectful, but I might not always get your names right. Vergoots, LOL. So we're going to watch this film. But before we do that, I just wanted to one last time remind you guys about our giveaway and show you our little poster thingy and just remind you, go to weddingfilm.school/giveaway, sign up. This is just really cool. I mean, we feel so honored to be partnering with people like this. And we got some awesome more partners coming on the channel soon. So we're just excited. Wedding Film School is about to kick it up many notches. So let people know, like, hey, Wedding Film School is the place to be if you're a wedding filmmaker. Our goal is to be one of the number one sources of free education, free information, and of course we want to be entertaining as well for wedding filmmakers and really community. So if you're looking for community, we got a link for that too. Head over to our Facebook group and just join our Facebook group. Comment all the time, let people say hi, all that stuff. Join our Facebook group because we got a community for filmmakers. And of course, sign up for the giveaway so you can win. Anyway, we're going to get to our last film, Vergoots. So let me read you about the film before we get into it. Here we go. All right. Sony A7S III. This is what he said. She said. He or she. Someone. Human said this. I felt good about the bride and groom moments captured. She was very photogenic, but ran into difficulties. There was no father of the bride dance, no father of the bride's speech, or father of the groom's speech. No reception dancing at bride and groom's request. There was only the first dance and no other dancing allowed. So like a COVID thing, seems like. 3.5 minute highlight film with separate edits for ceremony, speeches, and first dance. So this is a 3 to 5 minute highlight film with some restrictions on the film. So anyway, let's watch the film. Here we go.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey baby, big day's here. I can't believe I'm going to be marrying my best friend, the absolute love of my life. And this is the best decision I've ever made. And I cannot wait to say those vows to you, Hannah. You are the most wonderful girl I have ever met, and I'm such a lucky man. And I'm looking forward to a lot of good years, giving you all the love and cherishing you the way that you deserve. I love you, baby.
Really cool. Really cool. Can you just let me know, was that an actual voicemail? Or was that just something he recorded and you made it sound like a voicemail? Either way, by the way, I feel like that is high-end storytelling vibe that you did there. And I think it was a good way to start the film. I think any future couples that watch that will love that. And it was smart, man. It was smart. Like, you just elevated the whole film within like 10 seconds. Now the couple might not like that it was a voicemail. I would prefer if it was a real voicemail. That being said, but I don't know. It was just cool. Like, I think that was interesting. So,
Kurt and Hannah. I'm Hannah's sister, Stephanie. I'm her oldest sister.
Lock that down, bro. You're moving in and out, up and down. Lock it down. Put some stabilization on it at least.
Second oldest in our family.
Ooh,
and
that's
she
rough
is the
right
youngest,
there.
So there was.
Did you not have time to set up lights? Is there lights? Is there a couple things here? A, too dark. B, too blue. C, no hair light or any separation. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty rough right here. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of just shooting up her nose like that. So
17 years between us. So I remember very well when Hannah was born.
Okay, let's talk about that. We're going to take a break here. He said they did not want lights. So Katie, tell me about what they said to not want lights. Just post that on there. And because I'd love to talk theoretically, like just with the whole community here. What do we do when a couple says, I don't like lights. I don't want lights. We've all been in that situation. So let's talk about that in the comments, and we'll keep going with the film. Again, help us out by hitting the like button if you're here. We got 41 viewers right now. So I want to see another, we got 41 likes we could be grabbing. So put a like on the video. Really helps us out when you guys like it. But yeah, let's talk about that. What do we do when someone says, I don't want lights? Because I think we've all had this moment where either a planner, a DJ, a couple, how do we overcome that situation?
Watched you grow up into just a beautiful, caring, and compassionate woman.
I would not include this shot here because it's not nice looking. Especially when, here's my question.
A beautiful, caring, and
could you have gotten her to do some of it by this window? Because that would look very nice. But yeah.
Passionate woman. It's been so special to see you just grow up, but not even that. When Kurt came into your life, you just blossomed even more into this confident woman. It's been really amazing to see what Kurt brings out in you. And I just
Is that a children's classroom they're getting ready in?
see how much you guys love each other, and I love seeing that. I know Kurt just there couldn't be a better guy for Hannah than you. We're so happy to.
So you got to finish that gimbal move. That gimbal, it was kind of like a non-intentional little gimbal move. You got to just go for it, you know, because it's kind of stuttery, and it's like, is it a push in? Is it a parallax?
Kurt
you know,
just there couldn't be a better guy for Hannah than you. We're so happy to have you in our family.
Oh wow! Didn't we just have this song? This is a stock music song. Oh, this is the words.
When you're feeling cold, and I'll be all in.
I like it better with words.
When we're dancing life's dance, you'll be the part.
I'm into this shot, except I'm not into this focal length. But I'm looking at this green background. I'm like, that's kind of cool looking. It's kind of cool looking side. We can't cut the guy's head off though. That's all I'll say. Back it up a little. You don't want to cut his head off like that.
Life's dance, you'll be the partner I hold. You and me together growing old. When you're mourning, I'll mourn for your sadness and pain. When you're happy.
Tell me about your lenses that you used during the ceremony in the comments, because that's interesting. I always want to know that because that helps.
You'll put a smile on my face. I won't be perfect, but
that's a little too long on that kiss.
Every day for you. And I will be, yeah, I will be, I will be whatever you need.
I'm not a big fan of that fade.
In the name of God, I, Hannah, take you, Curtis.
I, Curtis, take you, Hannah,
Be my husband
to have and to hold,
from this day forward.
for better, for worse.
Yeah, I was looking at his face when the dad handed him off. Yeah, that's funny, Benjamin. He says, looks like her dad threatened him. I was thinking to say, I was like, I don't want to make fun of the guy because like that's his honest emotional reaction, but it was kind of funny. I had the same thought.
For richer or for poor,
Sickness and health,
to love and to cherish.
until we are parted with death. This is my solemn vow.
Whoa, dude, that guy really went for that kiss. He was into this. This is a very Christian wedding. That dude's like, I'm gonna get lucky. here's what I'm looking at here. This couple is digging each other, and I'm just wanting, like, when you're like, oh, they weren't into it, I feel like they were really into it when I'm watching this. It looks like they're really connecting and super into each other, and this dude especially, man, he's like, he's really into it. But so it's like, I feel like you could have gotten a little closer, a little more intimate with them in these moments. And I don't like seeing this overexposed bush in the background. It's like, this is what I'll say, Katie, like, letting people know why. Let's go back to the initial question he said about the lights, and then in this, something like this. Anytime you need a person to do something for the film, letting them know it's really important and this is why, you're going to be way happier. And like making it all about them and letting them know why they want to do it. So if you were to say to them like, hey, that's a little messy in the background, let's kind of move over here where it's a little prettier, you're going to love it. You're going to think it's great. Like letting people know it's all about them. It's all about customer service. It's all about making them happy. You know, instead of letting them just kind of maybe get a little bit of a subpar thing, because this is nice. I love the moment. I love the energy they're bringing. And I feel like you could have like got in there a little more. And if you were in even a better background, I think it'd be even better.
I just want to say to everybody here, my heart thanks each and every one of you. Each and every one of you is here with us in this place because you matter to us. And I want you all to know that. And I thank you for all your support and all your love and everything that you have done for Hannah and I. Each and every
This guy's so nice.
Played a special part in our lives some way or another.
This guy's nice. Oh, okay. What on earth? You didn't put more of this in your film? Come on. This is awesome looking. Shoot like another 20 minutes of this. Shoot inside the car. Use the mirrors in the car. Peek around. Do some handheld stuff. Get intimate. Like, there's about 1,000 things I can think of doing in this car, you know, besides what they really want to be doing in this car. But, like, from a shooting standpoint, this is an incredible set piece. And so I think, again, you know, I think in general, I would agree with some of the comments that I think the story is, like, the use of audio is excellent in this film. And they wanted to drive. And I think, like, a lot of the parts, what I love about the films we're getting is, like, even on the newer filmmakers, they're very professional. And I love that. I love that these are professional. I feel like this couple got a great deal. I feel like another couple will really love their footage and love their film. And you should feel a lot of confidence. So anything I say in terms of getting you to improve is about pushing you to another level in price as a filmmaker. But it is not at all saying that you couldn't make a lot of good money making films exactly like this. And so anyone who's here is like, oh, he's kind of harsh. We're just trying to help people get better. This is a good film. That's what I wanted to say. But before we, like, just not to gloss over some of these things, like, this is awesome looking right here. And there's a couple, I'll give you one major feedback for your whole film, which is get what you want out of the wedding day and have enough confidence to have the conversations with the people involved, whether it be the bride, the groom, the photographer. Like, say, hey, can I get this? Can I get this? Can I get, like, that is what's going to take your films to the next level. I could tell that you didn't feel like you were in control of the shots you were getting, and you were kind of just coasting with the day. Like, we were like when you were able to get the things that you wanted, you were able to get great shots. And I'm saying, like, your films will get twice as good when you're confident in what you want, and then you tell people, this is what I want. Right? And like most people are cool with it. This is what I'll tell you. It sounds like I'm not asking you to have a fight with anyone. Most people just don't know what your needs are. Most people just don't know what your needs are. And so like, don't assume people know that you need something. Let people know. And just let them know, and maybe let them know ahead of time. I say with photographers, I try to reach out to them ahead of time, have a consult with the couple, let them know what your needs are, let them know that you need lights, let them know this. People, if you say to them like, yeah, I'll do what you want, but it's going to suck, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, no, I want a sucky thing. Like, they're going to let you do it usually. And if not, it is what it is. So I think it was a good film. There's a lot to like there. So I'll give you a couple criticisms just in general. Maybe they're editing, maybe they're shooting. First of all, I really feel like you need a longer lens for your ceremonies, a little more compression, 7200 style lens. I just think it's a great lens. I feel like every filmmaker should have one, and I feel like that wedding really needed one during the ceremony because it's just too wide and all this stuff. There's too much of the ceremony, in my opinion. It just was like kind of really dragged the film down. It really slowed it down. I wanted to see a little more details throughout the film, a little more just kind of B-roll that wasn't just other things that were in the people in it. Maybe just some B-roll of just the locations, a little more of that stuff, I think. And then the other thing I was going to say in terms of shooting was the gimbal work needs work. You got to practice with your gimbal and being really intentional. More intentional, like a couple spots where you were started to do a push in and then you stopped and did that, which is a parallax. And like, maybe when you're in the time when you're shooting it, you do that. Everyone does that. Sometimes we're like, oh, actually, no, I want to do this instead. But in the edit, you show one move. You don't show both moves. You don't show your brain moving because when I'm seeing that, I'm seeing your brain. I'm seeing you thinking on camera, like, oh, I want to do this push it. Oh, no, what if I did this move instead? You want it to feel like everything's intentional and nobody can see you sweat. And so I think the gimbal moves throughout the film, I could tell there's an uncertainty with how you're doing it. And that's, again, confidence. So the biggest thing I'm going to tell you is I don't want to criticize you at all. What I want you to know is you have good ideas. You should trust your instincts. Don't second guess yourself so much. Just shoot. Do what you do well. Keep doing it. Let people know what you want. Trust your instincts. Trust your gimbal moves. Stop second guessing yourself, and I think you're going to make much, much better films. And I want you to submit a film once you feel like, hey, I got command and I know exactly what I want and I'm willing to get it. Does that make sense? So this was our film reviews tonight. Thank you for everyone who submitted. If you would like to submit a film, you can do that. This is what I'll tell you guys about the films. We kind of make a final kind of decision on these things like early in the day, Thursday. So if we don't get our film by early Thursday, we can't use it for that night, but we do roll it over to the next week. So yeah, definitely try to submit earlier than later, guys. Also got a bunch of videos dropping, so stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you can subscribe, that would be awesome. Go ahead and hit like on this video because it really helps us a lot. And again, I'm going to remind you guys, we got a giveaway. So if you want to win anything on there, go ahead and enter the freaking link right here and let's win some stuff. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on the stream. Love you guys. Anything we can do to help. We got memberships, by the way, and we're going to be enhancing that memberships program, and maybe the price might even change. So you want to jump on memberships now if you're not a member. We would love to get some new members because you're going to get extra reviews. You get a bump in when you review, and you also get invited to some private like coaching and Zoom chats and a bunch of different things. So if you want to know how to join, just go ahead and hit the join button. That's just right next to the Wedding Film School word below the film. Hit the join button, and we'd love to have you guys over. Yes, you do need to be over. Well, I guess you don't have to. I don't know if we have that rule, honestly, PJ. Go ahead and enter. I don't know. I didn't make that rule, so I don't know. I'm not sure the rules of your states or countries or whatever. So, thank you guys so much for checking out the Wedding Film School show. Love you guys. We're gonna see you guys next Thursday, 9 o'clock. Definitely check out the show. Drops every Tuesday. And then we got a bunch of other content that's coming on the channel, and we're so excited to be hanging out with you guys. You guys are the best.